Hi, 18 Cinema Summary here. Today we're going to do a recap of the film Parasite. This highly acclaimed crime drama discusses deep topics like social inequality and greed. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The film opens with a guy named Wu who is trying to get signals from the neighbor's Wi-Fi. He lives in a basement home with his parents and sister. No one in the family has a stable job, and their financial situation is rough, to say the least. They make pizza boxes for a local shop to get by, all the while looking for a job. As they are all drinking one evening, a drunk man is taking a piss outside their only window. All of a sudden, Wu's friend Min shows up and scolds the drunkard. He comes inside their home and presents them with a special rock that Min's grandpa sent. He then takes Wu outside for a drink. While drinking, he shows Wu a picture of his student. Min is a tutor for a wealthy family's daughter Dahai, but now he's going abroad for studies. He asks Wu to act as Dahai's tutor while she is in high school. Min likes Dahai, and he wants to ask her out once she finishes high school. This is why Min wants to leave Dahai in the hands of someone he trusts. He explains how the job pays well, and how Wu will be good at teaching English. He asks Wu to create a fake college degree and go for the interview at the client's house. Wu's sister, Yoon, forges a college diploma for him, and he goes for the interview in a very upscale neighborhood. Wu is amazed by the sheer beauty of the client's house. He is welcomed by their housekeeper, Moon. Dahai's mom, Kyo, tells Wu that she was very satisfied with Min's teaching method and expects the same standard from Wu. She wants to watch Wu's first lecture. During the lecture, Wu suddenly grabs Dahai's wrist to check her pulse. He figures out that she is nervous and tells her that she needs the vigor to pass the exam. Kyo is a rather simple lady, so she is instantly impressed by Wu's hands-on approach. While Kyo is paying Wu and deciding on job hours, her son, Song, enters the room. Kyo explains how Song is a hyperactive child who loves to paint, but no art teacher can cope with his attitude. Hearing this, Wu plots a plan. He tells Kyo that he knows an art teacher named Jessica, and Kyo begs him to set up an interview. The next day, Wu takes his sister Young to Kyo's house as the made-up teacher Jessica. Kyo tells Jessica about her son while Wu leaves to teach Dahai. Dahai has developed a crush on Wu, and that day she suddenly kisses him. Meanwhile, Jessica starts her session with Song and asks everyone else to leave the room. After the session, she tells Kyo that Song has been traumatized by a memory from first grade. Kyo is shocked by this as Song really had an incident. Jessica keeps going on about how Song expresses his trauma in his paintings. She tells Kyo that she is an art therapist and can treat Song for a higher fee and more frequent lectures. Kyo is so impressed that she instantly agrees to this offer. Just then, Kyo's husband, Park, comes home and meets Jessica. He asks his driver to give a lift to Jessica. While Jessica is going home, Park's driver hits on her. She shrugs him off and takes off her undergarment and leaves them under the back seat. The next day, she shares with her family that his father may get a job as Park's driver. Park, on the other hand, finds an undergarment as he's going home. He thinks his driver was intimate with some kind of drug addict who left her undergarment there. He wants the driver gone, but he's too embarrassed to tell his driver about this discovery. So, the couple decides to fire the driver without talking about this. That evening as Jessica is leaving their house, Kyo mentions that they had to let go of their driver. Jessica tells her about her uncle's old driver who was really good. Kyo wants to interview this old driver. So next day, Wu teaches his father, Kim, the basic controls of Mercedes-Benz. His father worked many different kinds of jobs, and some of those jobs required driving. Kim goes to Park's office for the interview. While he's driving around Park, he makes sure to drive carefully, which impresses Park, who hires him on the spot. Wu now decides to start the last phase of his plan. He wants to get rid of the caretaker, Moon. But he has no idea how he can make Kyo fire her oldest employee. That's when Dahai accidentally tells Wu about Moon's allergy to peaches. Wu takes a few shavings of peach skin and sprays them on Moon's neck. She gets an allergy attack and visits the nearby hospital. There, Kim takes a selfie in front of Moon and shows it to Kyo the next day while they are going home with groceries. He tells Kyo a made-up story about how Moon has active tuberculosis. Kim has rehearsed his story many times with his son. Kyo believes Kim and is concerned. To put the nail in the coffin, Jessica sprays some more peach on Moon, who starts coughing just as Kyo enters the house. Kim even puts some ketchup on a tissue that Moon used to cover her cough. Kyo faints after seeing all of this and asks Kim to talk to her alone. He tells her that he doesn't want anyone to lose their job, but he cares more about public hygiene and the children's health. Kyo is beyond concerned, and she doesn't want to tell her husband all of this. So, she fires Moon and tells everyone that Moon has quit the job. A few days later, Park shares with Kim that he misses the caretaker's cooking. He explains how his wife can't cook and can't take care of such a big house. Right then, Kim gives him a card that says the care. Kim tells Park that the care is a service that provides employees to wealthy customers. Park is happy, and he thanks Kim. The next day, Kyo calls the number, which leads to Jessica's phone, who pretends to be the company's advisor. Eventually, Woo's mother, Suk, is hired as the caretaker to Kyo's house. From then on, everything seems to be going well. All of them have high-paying jobs at a fairly nice place. One day, Song points out how Kim's clothes smell the same as that of Suk's. So, Woo asks his parents to do something about the smell, or they will get caught. But Kim is an optimistic guy who is just happy that they have good jobs. A few days later, the Park family leaves for a camping trip for their son's birthday. The whole Kim family is having a great day at Park's house. They are reading and playing on the huge lawn. In the evening, they are enjoying all the food and drinks that are available in the house. Woo tells them that he intends to ask for Dahai's hand once she starts college. The whole family starts dreaming about how that house could one day belong to Woo. They are drunk, and they are messing around. That's when the doorbell rings. They are surprised to know that someone is at the door at this hour. It's the previous caretaker, Moon. She tells Suk that she just wants to come inside and get some of the things that were left behind. Suk is apprehensive but agrees. Moon thanks her and goes into the basement, but Suk doesn't follow her. After her family forces her, Suk goes down in the basement to see Moon trying to move the cabinet. She helps Moon, and they find out that the house has a secret room. Even more shocking discovery is that Moon's husband, Gunsei, is hiding in the basement for 4 years from some loan sharks. Suk wants to call the police, but Moon pleads to let her husband stay in the secret room. During all of this, Suk's husband and children are listening from the stairs, but they slip and fall down. Moon quickly realizes what's happening and makes a video of all of this. She threatens to send the video to Park. So now, Moon is taking care of her husband in the living room while they are making fun of the Kim family. Moon and Gunsei are talking about how they used to spend quality time in that house. That's when Woo and Jessica run to snatch the phone out of Gunsei's hands. A struggle begins, and Jessica uses Peaches to take down Moon. Right then, the phone rings and Kyo tells Suk that they will be home in 8 minutes. The Kim family rushes to clean up the house, and they take Moon and her husband into the secret room. As the Park family enters the house, Jessica hides under the table while Woo hides under Dahai's bed. Kim is in the secret room, and Suk is cooking some noodles. Kyo starts eating those noodles when Moon tries to run up the basement stairs. So, Suk just kicks Moon down the stairs, and she hits her head on the wall really hard. Meanwhile, Gunsei shows Kim how he uses stair lights and Morse code to send a grateful message to Park. After the Park family goes to bed, Kim tries to leave with Jessica and Woo, but Song wakes up and enters the living room. The Kim family hides under the living room tables. Song ends up sleeping in a tent on the lawn, while his parents decide to sleep in the living room. There, Park smells Kim's clothes, and he tells Kyo that he doesn't like that smell at all. A few hours later, Kim leaves the house with Woo and Jessica after the Park family falls asleep. They go home to find out that their entire neighborhood is flooded, and they end up sleeping in a gym. Kim tells his children not to worry about the future, and that everything will work itself out. Meanwhile, Moon is dying in the secret room in front of Gunsei's eyes. The next day, the Park family wakes up to a sunny day and decides to have a birthday party for their son. They invite Jessica and Woo to the party and also ask Kim to help out with the preparations. So, the Kim family takes some clothes from the rescue services. Kim looks sick, and he looks disturbed by how happy Kyo seems while she is shopping. Woo also looks out of it as he's making out with Dahai in her room. Park asks Kim to act like an Indiana scout, and Kyo asks Jessica to bring the cake for Song. Meanwhile, Gunsei can't hold his anger. He leaves the basement and goes outside. Gunsei goes berserk, especially to Kim family. Suk manages to stop Gunsei, but due to this rampage, Jessica is dying in Kim's arm while Park is looking for car keys near Gunsei. Park suddenly looks disgusted by Gunsei's smell. This is the final straw for Kim, who gets up in rage and stabs Park at that moment. Then he runs away from the party. A month later, Woo wakes up in a hospital after brain surgery. Along with his mother, he is taken to court, but they leave with the minimum punishment. Meanwhile, Jessica is dead and Kim is still missing. The authorities are searching for Kim, but he seems to have vanished. However, Woo spies on the Park house from a distance when he sees the stairs light flickering one night. He figures out that it's a Morse code because he was in the Scouts. He cracks the code to find out that his father is hiding in the secret room. Kim is sending out a letter through this code. He tells his son that he's okay living under the new family who moved into the house. Kim also explains that he buried Moon in the yard when the house was vacant. He feels terrible about what he did to Park. That night, Woo makes a plan for the future. He intends to earn a lot of money in the next few years, so he can buy that house and release his father from that room. The film ends here. And that wraps up our recap for the movie Parasite. Feel free to drop a comment below as to what we should recap next. Thank you for watching.